was built to last. With the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past. With all I will achieve it, got my foot on the gas. Never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from...
Y'all, I am kind of excited about rolling off on my team today because they're not expecting me. They're always like, Chloe, when are you gonna come back into the office? When are you gonna come back into the office? We miss you. We miss your energy. So I didn't tell them that I'm coming in today. And I'm excited to see him. And even my new boss, because since it was announced that I would be reporting directly to the Chief Growth Officer, she's been flying down, but I haven't even been coming into the office, and she hasn't been tripping about it, but I'm sure she'll be happy to see me today. To y'all, I don't know how I feel about these lashes. Let me sit you guys right here right quick. I got Mika's Christmas gift and my Louie that my daughter gave me years ago, and my laptop bag, because I need to switch out, like I told you guys, to my new MacBook. Because if y'all want me to be doing all this social media for Aunt Jackie's, you need to provide me with the right tools. And I'm not gonna keep using my MacBook and my memory in saving work stuff on my personal laptop. So yeah. Ooh. So let me put you guys back in this holder so I can vlog while I drive to work. If it's gonna give you some anxiety, you might want to click off now. But first, hold on. I need y'all to hold, please, because I need to call the little boo thing who ain't the boo. Mind your business. So y'all, it's been a minute since we had a story time, and you know, of course, in this vlog, I've told you about my girlfriend who is terminal. And whenever I say we had so much fun, when I say we used to party, baby, we used to party. I mean, party our butt off. So this story time is not really about her, but it is about the era whenever she and I was hanging real tough. And we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna give you a small snippet of my ex. Or should I? You know what? Nah. He is a whole vibe all by himself. You know what? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm gonna go ahead and just kick it off. You can't put 7 years of history into one vlog or 2 vlog or 3 vlogs or 4 vlogs. But let's talk about BlackPlanet, Black Voices, and what was that other one? What was the other one that everybody used to be on? Don't get me to thinking, honey. Please don't get me to thinking. what was the one before everybody got on Facebook and before everybody got on Facebook? Anyway, we're gonna take it back to BlackPlanet, but BlackPlanet and BP, because this is whenever all this started. We're talking, 2003. So my ex, and we'll call him Mr. Simple, because I did used to call him Mr. When used to be on honey, if you're old enough to know about BlackPlanet and Black Voices, MySpace, that's what the old one was. If you know about BlackPlanet and Black Voices, then men catfish the same way that women catfish. Where is my I want to put on, oh, here it is. Y'all, it's kind of hot. I need to put this on because I need to put this wind muff on because I think I'm gonna have to roll down my windows because this outfit is cute. I'm trying to wear it before I actually have to do a try on haul for this outfit. I did it, and here I go jumping. You're gonna have to deal with it. I did it Sunday before I went out, but I filmed it in portrait mode. And of course, for YouTube, I need to film it in landscape. So I got to go back and redo it. But so anyway, men always talking about women catfishing, but men catfish too. So back during the BP, BlackPlanet, Black Voices days, you're online and you're meeting people and stuff. And I can't tell you the number of men who, I don't know what it seems like, men who are like 5'5" and shorter. The going height to say that you are is 5'8". Now I am 5'4". I used to think I was 5'5", but I found out that I'm actually 5'4". But I wore heels all the time. Usually, we talking about 2003, 4-inch heels, at 3-inch, 4-inch, heels started getting higher and higher in the, later part of the 20s. But usually 4-inch heels, 5-inch heels, that's the norm. So men would say that they are 5'8", and you can bet your bottom dollar. Usually a man that's like 6'2", 6'3", he states what his true height is, no problem. But men who are usually under 6 feet tall, they're gonna fudge their numbers by at least 2 inches, sometimes 3. So I had more than my share of meeting guys. I met this one guy, and he was talking cash stuff. Ended up meeting him at Gladys Night Chicken and Waffles, and he walked in, and when he walked in, I'm looking at his forehead. So whenever he walked in, the first thing he says to me is, "Damn, how tall are you?" Because I got on 5-inch heels. And at the time, I thought I was 5'5". I said, I'm 5'5". And when I say literally looking at his forehead, even if he was 5'8", I wouldn't be looking at his forehead like I was. He wasn't anywhere close to being 5'8". That was that. So it was common to meet guys who were nowhere near the height that they said that they were. So I met this guy. I love me some chocolate. I've told you guys before, I love me a chocolate man. Oh my goodness, I love me a chocolate man. And it's funny to me because my father is very light. Well, not no more. Very fair complexioned, hazel brown eyes. While my mother is the one who was chocolate. So, for whatever reason, and my brother was the one that was 6'6". Michael was chocolate. Andre, who I still don't know to this day if he's alive or not, because I haven't seen him since he was 12. He was fair skinned like my dad. But for whatever reason, I've always gravitated to chocolate. I always have these arguments, well, not arguments, these running jokes with people that I know, because I'm always claiming to be chocolate, and they're like, no, Chloe, you're like, paper brown, tan, brown, whatever. And in the summertime, I'm one of those people that gets out. I like to tan because I like how my skin looks whenever I'm darker. Okay, so this particular guy said that he was 6'5". He was very dark skinned. We had a really good conversation and everything. Had been talking online for a couple of weeks, and so we agreed to meet at Dugan's on Memorial Drive to, finally meet. Now, mind you, this is why now with dating apps and stuff, if all of your pictures you have shades on, and all of your pictures you have a hat on, swipe left. I'm not on dating apps, right? I mean, I'm not on any dating apps right now. I put that on. I'm just not. I'm just not. So this was my lesson learned. So I'm sitting in Dugan's. Dugan's was my old Memorial Drive. That was my old stomping ground. I'm not sitting in Dugan's. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am. I'm actually sitting in Dugan's at the bar. And he texts me and says that he's walking in. Now, Dugan's, this is the old Dugan's. The old Dugan's, if you're from Atlanta, the old Dugan's, the bar used to sit down like in a pit in the middle of the floor. So I'm sitting at the bar, and I turn around and he walks in. And I was pleasantly surprised that he was very much the height that he said he was. He was very chocolate, but he had a bullet head. He had a bullet head, and it was like very oddly shaped, very unattractive. He was, I don't know, GC had his insecurities about his head. Neil had his insecurities about his head, but their head looks great compared to this dude's head. This dude's head was like this. So he came in, greeted each other. And here's the thing. Had I not been sitting at the bar, had I been the one to arrive last, I'm going to be honest with you, I probably would have turned around and left. But, whenever he walked in, he looked zeroed in directly at me. I smiled. He came over. He sat down. And I gave him a hug. He sat down. We talking and everything like that. So in the midst of this, I hear somebody behind me say, Chloe. And I turn around, and way Dugan's was, like I said, it's a pit, and the bar sits down. So raised up around the edge of the bar is a railing around the whole edge of the bar, and then there's seating around the bar. And just directly behind me, when someone says Chloe, I turn around and I look, and I'm like, hey, cuz, it is my cousin's ex-husband, Q. So I get up, excuse me, I get up, I kind of walk over. I don't get up and go up, I walk over, he leans down, he gives me a hug. What's up, cuz? What you doing in here? So he's like, oh, you're on a little date. So I started, laughing, whatever. So sitting at the table across from him, he said, is this guy, chocolate brother, had on a sweater. I love to see a man with a nice chest, a nice build, wear a sweater, because this is November. So bald head, thick lips, big round eyes, chocolate eyes, thick eyebrows that got the little extra hair in the middle. Just, yes. So he says, this my boy, they call him Dirty. That's his line name. He's cute. This is my boy Dirty. This is my cuz Chloe, whatever. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Whatever. Mind you, I'm like, okay, he's nice looking. So now I go sit back at I go sit back at the bar. And every time I'm turned sideways towards old boy, but I can see out the corner of my eye. If old boy is sitting here, and I'm sorry, I'm sitting here. Old boy is sitting where I'm sitting. So as I'm looking at him, I can see out the side of my eye, Dirty, aka Mister, sitting in the chair, and I can feel him looking at me. Now, mind you, I don't care for a man who smokes cigarettes. I've given wiggle room and graces here and there based on me getting to know a person and not, necessarily finding out until I've kind of like, okay, he's kind of cool that he smoked cigarettes and he didn't smell like cigarettes, whatever. So I've given small graces. But we're sitting at the bar and the old boy pulls out a cigarette. Now, you already got a head like a missile. Then you pulled out a cigarette. I'm just okay. I'm ready for this situation, this date, this little date end. So I get up and go to the bathroom. When I get up and go to the bathroom, I come out the bathroom, and let me tell you something. I love a smooth ass ninja. Do you understand me? I love a man who has a certain I can't think of another word, swag, because that's one swag kicked in. Swag is all we got. I don't know what we're using nowadays, but hey, I use swag. I love a man that has a certain swag about himself. It's a certain aura that he carries, that he exudes a certain amount of confidence where he's not rushed, he's not pressed, but he knows how to talk to a lady. He knows how to talk to you to make you feel sexy. He knows how to talk to you to make you feel feminine. He knows how to talk to you to make you feel like you're wearing heels even if you got on flip-flops. That's what Mr. was. So as soon as I come out the bathroom, the way that Dugan's bathrooms was set up, it was the women's bathroom here, men's bathroom here. And I think they used to have like a water fountain right there in the middle. So I come out the bathroom. When I come out the bathroom, he's standing leaned up against the wall. Now the guy sitting at the bar didn't have a direct view of us. So as soon as I come out the bathroom, he is standing right there. And he kind of like startled me. And he was like, hey. And I'm like, hey. He was like, that's your dude? I said, no. I said, I actually just met him on BlackPlanet. And so this is our first meeting. He chuckled. He said, oh. He was like, okay. He said, so is it okay if I get your number? And I'm like, yeah. So he pulls out his phone. I give him my number. And then I go back and sit down. He knows how to play it off so it won't be so obvious. He then went into the bathroom. So it didn't look, so we wouldn't come back at the same time. But I feel like old boy knew something was up. So whenever I come back and I sit down, his whole demeanor has changed. He's kind of snippy, kind of quiet, whatever. And that's fine with me. So then Q Messy Butt calls my name again and asks me something, whatever. And so we're far enough apart. I don't want to holler, so I get up. I know I was being rude, but whatever to him. So I get up and I go talking to Q. Oh, boy stands up. Mind you, like I said, this brother is 6. I can't remember if he was 6'4", 6'5", 6, whatever. He stands up and he says, Chloe, I'm finna get ready to go. My rude ass say, okay, it was nice meeting you. He says, but Chloe, I'm finna get ready to go. I said, okay, call me later. Keep on talking. So he leaves out. So it's when he leaves out, I sit back down. Mind you, this fool left me the tabs. My tab, his tab. I wouldn't mind paying my tab, but he left me his tab too. Whatever. So, Dirty Mister then says, he was like, so he said, your boy must have got mad and left. He said, he gone? I said, yeah, he gone. He was like, but why don't you come up here and sit with me? Sit with us. So I said, cool. I came up there and sat with them. When the waitress came over, he told the waitress, he said, give her whatever she wants and don't let her glass get empty. Baby. Dope Dealer Day flashbacks. And from there, it was on and popping. Now, I have to tell you, okay, so I have to tell you about part 2, because let me just say this and then I'm going to end this vlog. So we met in November. His mom had passed away in September. He's from Alabama and he had just moved up here. For nearly a year, we were friends with benefits. For nearly a year. And it was so toxic in the beginning because we were both catching feelings, but it was supposed to have been just friends with benefits. Our thing with each other used to be texting each other. He out with his boys, I'm out with my girls. One of us would text, are we fucking tonight or what? And then whoever texts that, the person would respond, your house or mine. This went on for a year, but we would fall out over stupid stuff because we were both catching feelings, but we both had agreed that this was supposed to have been a friends with benefits situation. And I'm going to end it there. And then I don't know when I will continue with this story time. It's not going to be like right back to back. I'll pick up sometime at another time. But oh my God, I just kicked it off. And I will holler at you guys later. I'm stuck in traffic. Love you. Bye.